Hi, Tom Coley, coach for Steve Taylor Community Star, and to my far left, the boss, Mr. Steve Taylor, but in the center, our community star, Mr. Jim Grzywinski. Jim, 40 years as a basketball official, plus being the general manager for Appliance Center, which is an incredible place. We go and get all of our appliances there, not to do a commercial, but I see you all the time. We do. But 40 years as an official, Super Cross and I were talking about that. I don't think people are going to be doing that anymore. I mean, it's an amazing testament to you, what you've given to the game of basketball, what you've given back to the kids and to our community. But Steve and I want to know, how the heck did you do it? Because that's tough.
Well, with a loving wife to let me go.
Okay.
You're on the road 4, sometimes 5 nights.
Right.
It's just I wanted to get back to the game. I played ball in high school. I tore up my knee. Once I got out, I wanted to be back on the floor.
Got it.
And the easiest way for me to do that was to referee. And then I always felt like I was getting paid to exercise during the winter months.
I got you.
And over the years, you meet a lot of great people like yourself. People that you have long relationships with. You walk into a gym and people are there. They're happy to see you.
Right.
And that kept it going.
Over the last 40 years, I know a lot has changed in the game of basketball, but I think more has changed probably outside the court. Talking about the fans and the players' parents, and stuff. Just having a little experience with CYO basketball and my own kids, and you see some of the things that these parents, I think that everyone thinks their kid's going to be the next LeBron or go on to the NBA. But man, I feel so bad for these officials, especially when you see the younger kids out there and these parents yelling at them, the coaches yelling at them. What have you seen over the last 40 years and how have things changed in the basketball?
Well, it has changed, and parents are still good. They'll, 1 or 2 parents at a game, it's bad for everybody.
Right.
And not every young man or young lady is going to go to the NBA or WM. They're not. The younger guys that are coming up, when I came up, I was always taught, never listen to the people outside the lines. You always take care of your business inside the lines. And now the younger guys are listening to the parents.
Yeah.
That's why they have security at the games. If there's a parent that steps out of line, you just wave and they'll escort them out and the game goes on. But the problem that the kids are having is if Johnny gets in the game and Daddy's yelling shoot it and the coach is telling him to pass it, Johnny doesn't know what to do.
Right.
It's confused. So he pulls Johnny out of the game and Mom and Dad are all upset about it.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. In refereeing, things happen in a second, in an instant. We don't get them all right.
Sure.
In 40 years, I've never had a perfect game, ever.
Yeah.
And I've kicked a lot of calls. Cross will tell you, guys do. But parents think that you should get everything right.
Yeah.
And you can't. And you can't. But again, back when Cross played, it was fun because you would go to a game at night and you'd have to be there for the JV game because you couldn't get in for the varsity games.
Right.
When I first got going, I got my varsity card. I'll never forget. I went to Willard, and Willard was a hotbed for basketball.
Yeah.
And we pulled up for the JV game, and people were lined up around the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! And we walked in, and they had season tickets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Season
A
tickets.
little different. Yeah.
It's a little different now, and fans could get together on both sides of the gym. Today, they're keeping one school on one side and another school on the other side.
Right.
And so that's changed, and the play has gotten better. Kids are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster.
Yeah.
And when you get old like me, you can't keep up with them.
Yeah. Well, you're in good shape. Jimmy.
It's just. But
Jimmy, how are you going to get? Okay, so you're going out of this great career. How do you get young men or women? I'm sure women are reffing games now too. I see them, which is great. How do you get them to be involved with the game like you were for that longevity? What is it going to take?
It's going to have people that just want to do it. They want to travel outside of the Toledo area. they enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the game. Every time I walked on the floor, I was going to have a good basketball game.
Yes.
I was going to watch young men and
Yes.
young ladies play,
Yes.
and I was going to have a good time at it. That, I think, is the key.
Okay.
I'm not so sure that some of the younger people that are coming up enjoy the game of basketball as much as I did when I played or when I first started out. There's too many other things going on.
Okay.
You yell at me and okay, well, I'll go do something else.
Got it.
But that never bothered me or the guys I worked with. We always enjoyed the game. Some of the games that we had, the St. John's and the St. Francis games, the Vilbus, the Scots.
Right.
You go to Savage Hall, 7,000-8,000 people. That was a lot of fun. And I feel bad for some of the players today. You go to some of the games, there's only a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
Back, like I say, when Cross played, you couldn't get in the gym. People come to see these guys. And again, I just think that the people or the young guys and ladies that are trying to get into into refereeing, we'll try it for a while, and if we don't like it, it's not a big deal.
Right.
So, but we need people. We need referees for the girls' sports and for the boys. It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Hard to do. Again.
Looking back over your 40-year career, is there a game that stands out that you got to ref that you remember that you're like, man, that was a fun game, or that was one that really sticks out?
John Diebler. John Diebler went to Upper Sandusky, and we went in there one night, and he had 65. And
wow,
Upper Sandusky wasn't that big, but they had people hanging from the rafters.
wow.
And John, I think, had 40 in the first half.
Lights out.
It was lights out, and they won. He had 65, and I think they won like 90-80. But another game that we had that I still talk about is remember Orlando Pace?
Sure.
Played at Ohio State.
I coached football against him.
He's in the Hall of Fame now. He played at Sandusky, so we go do a game and walk in the locker room, and there's just all kinds of college coaches over there, football coaches. So on the door it said, "Do not close the door. Locks from the inside." No problem. So we get dressed, we go do the first half, and somebody comes in at halftime and they close the door, and we can't get out. And the horn goes off, and we're yelling, and well, you had to go through the back door. There was a swimming pool, and then from the swimming pool to the door, we had to crawl underneath the bleachers to get out.
Oh my gosh.
We get out on the floor, we're full of cobwebs and dirt, Yeah, so, but there's been a lot of, I've been very fortunate in my career. I've had a lot of good games. I've had a lot of good guys, Crosby, to referee, to watch. And again, when you get a good guy or a couple of good guys, you watch. And we rate, like, if they dunk it.
Yeah.
Is that a Division I dunk, or is that a Division
right.
II?
Gotcha,
Or, what I mean? And some kids are just head and shoulders above others.
Yes, no question.
So.
Yeah, you've had a remarkable career, and I think, again, you're a guy that gives back. You love the game for the sake of the game, which I think is lost today in many translations because of myriads of things, money, social media, whatever you want to be. But the game itself intrinsically is a great game. And if you have that spirit within you, then you do what you did, and coaches have that spirit because they're not getting paid. I mean, the local coaches aren't getting paid. If you paid them for what they, the hours they put in, they're getting nothing. The officials aren't getting paid what they're worth. You do it because of the spirit of the game
You love
that
the
you
game.
have.
You love the game. And I tell this to a lot of the younger officials. You get into a blowout. Coaches will put in, their second and third team. Guys that never play.
Right.
So when that happens, you can't quit officiating. You got to officiate even harder, because if Steve's boy is playing and he doesn't play all year, if he gets in for the last 3 or 4 minutes, that's big time for him.
Right. Yeah.
And that's big time for the parents.
100%.
So if you allow that to, he's just wanting, let's just get this game going. That's not fair to Steve.
He gets fouled, you don't call it. We don't care. We're running out the
But
clock.
that's not it's not fair to the parents.
No,
and
or to the youngster.
To the youngster.
No, it's not.
And there are guys and there are girls that let's just get this
Get it
going.
going, yeah.
Well, when I would work with people, wait a second, this is one of the things that we talk about in the locker room. So if Johnny's getting in, you better officiate just like we're throwing it up at the beginning of the game, because he runs the line, he runs the wind sprints, he runs the steps, and the parents are there to watch him.
That's why, Jimmy, you're a great professional.
So,
that's being
thank you, I appreciate it.
That's being professional. You go to the end. No matter who's in there, no matter what the caliber of play is, they're getting the A show.
Yes.
Right? That's right.
So you talked about stopping officiating. The one thing I've seen over the years that it looks like they've stopped is calling travel. From just Joe Blow that's watching, and I'm talking more maybe in the NBA and some of the stuff. Have you seen that at all, like with what you're doing, or it seems like you just take 2 steps, right? How many? 4 steps, 5 steps with some of these guys. Has the rules changed?
No, the rules haven't changed, but one of our, when I was in college, one of the our advisors, he was in the NBA, and he'd always say, you have to understand, the NBA is a show.
Yeah.
Right.
You're paying to go to a show.
Right.
Okay. So the kids in high school are seeing that. I can.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that isn't the rules.
That's a good
State of
point, yeah.
Ohio, you follow the rules, and the rules haven't changed in high school basketball. They really haven't changed in college basketball. NBA, yes. A shuffle or especially when they line up for threes. Everybody wants to take that shuffle step and then step and then put it up. High school, it's still a trap.
Yeah.
It's still a trap. But again, the NBA is a show.
It's a show.
Yes.
No, that's a good point.
Yep.
Good point. We can't let you leave without talking about Appliance Center. You and I have known each other for a number of years. We got to play in some golf tournaments, and we've partnered on a few things.
And won one.
That's right, we did. We did win one of those one time. That's right. But you guys do such a great job over there and so involved in the community. You've been there a number of years. This is the time of year, probably your busy season too.
We're busy. We've been busy since November started. Now it's Black November, and it'll go right through the middle of January. If you're going to buy something, now's the time to buy. The prices are as good as they've ever been on.
And you guys have grown over the last few years.
We have.
You've got multiple locations.
We've gone from 1 store to 3 stores, and it's business as well, and we appreciate everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And they treat you so well, Steve,
sure.
when you go there. Like I said, I wasn't just saying that. We get all of our appliances there. I see Jim every time we come in, but you're treated great. You're welcomed when you come in. You get a quality product. They get it to you. They hook it up. They take the old stuff away. I mean, it's perfect. It's the way it should go.
And it's nice. It's a local business.
We're locally out. We're owned by the Oswald family, and we've been in business for over 60 years, and hopefully it'll be another 60.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well, you do a great job over there, and you've done a great job in our community. We appreciate
Thank you,
40
Jim.
years of service,
Appreciate it.
helping out the
Thank you,
local
Jim.
basketball
Thank you
scene.
so much.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to another edition of Steve Taylor's Community Star. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.